What's up, YouTube? And what's up to the entire CCI family? We've got a great one for you today. And if you're new here, welcome. We're glad you found us. Now, a lot of people want to invest, but they're scared. Not because they don't believe in the stock market, but because they don't understand what it is. So today, I'm going to break it down in the simplest way possible. And yes, Vince is coming along for the ride. So let's jump right in. A lot of people think the stock market is this complicated, intimidating machine. But the truth is, it's actually one of the simplest systems ever created. Here's the easiest way to think about it. The stock market is a store, but instead of buying shoes or groceries, you're buying pieces of companies. When someone says, "I bought Apple," they didn't buy an iPhone. They bought a slice of the company that makes the iPhone. That's the foundation. The market is simply a place where companies sell ownership, and investors buy it. And if you're wondering, where did all this begin? Who decided any of this should even exist? Well, to answer that, we've got to go back, way back to a time when the idea of investing didn't even exist yet. And people were just beginning to figure out how to trade, travel, and build wealth in ways the world had never seen before. In the early 1600s, the world was changing fast. Ships were traveling farther, trade routes were expanding, and entire economies were starting to grow beyond the borders of a single country. And right in the middle of all that change was Amsterdam, a global hub of trade, culture, and opportunity. Merchants were bringing in spices, silk, tea, and goods from across the world. But there was one big problem. Long voyages were expensive, dangerous, and unpredictable. No single person wanted to take on all that risk alone, so they came up with a new idea. Something revolutionary. They decided to share the risk and share the reward. That idea became the world's first publicly traded company, and the birthplace of the stock market as we know it today. Once that idea took hold, everything changed. For the first time, people could pool their money, share the risk, and own a piece of something bigger than themselves. But that was just the beginning. As trade grew and the world got more connected, the system evolved. Fast forward about 190 years, and we land in 1792, right here in America. 24 brokers met under a buttonwood tree on Wall Street and signed an agreement, a simple promise to trade fairly with each other. That moment became the foundation of the New York Stock Exchange, and from there, the market kept growing, adapting, and modernizing. Which brings us to today, a world where anyone with a phone can buy a share of a company in seconds. But even with all the technology, the core idea hasn't changed at all. People coming together to invest in businesses, share the risk, and share the reward. And now that we're here in the present, let's break down how today's stock market actually works. In simple terms, anyone can understand. Here's the truth. The tools changed, but the mission stayed the same. Today's market isn't about quills, newspapers, or ticker tape anymore. It's instant, digital, and right in your pocket. But underneath all the screens and charts, it's still built on one simple idea: people investing in real businesses. When you understand that, the whole thing stops feeling mysterious and starts feeling logical. Now, when people talk about making money in the stock market, they're really talking about two things. First, company growth. If the business becomes more valuable, maybe it sells more products, opens new locations, or launches something people love, the stock price usually rises with it. And because you own a piece of that company, your piece becomes more valuable too. Second, the company pays you. Some companies share a portion of their profits with shareholders. That's called a dividend. It's basically the company saying, "Thanks for owning part of us, here's your cut." So the value of your shares can go up. And some companies even pay you along the way. That's the whole engine behind how stocks build wealth. Now, before you can buy your first stock, you need one thing: a brokerage account. Think of it like the doorway that connects you to the market. Today, you've got a lot of options. Mobile apps like Robinhood, Webull, and Public. online brokerages like Fidelity, Schwab, and E-Trade, and even traditional firms if you want the full, old-school setup. Some platforms are built for beginners, some for long-term investors, and some for people who want every tool under the sun. The important part is choosing something that feels simple, safe, and easy for you to understand. Most of them let you open an account in just a few minutes, link your bank, and start with small amounts. Once your account is set up, that's when everything we've been talking about finally becomes real. Because now you can actually buy a piece of a company.
All right, so if you're brand new to all this, here's the part nobody ever tells you. You don't need to predict the market, you don't need to time the perfect moment, and you definitely don't need to know everything before you start. What beginners do need is a simple plan. Start with businesses. You understand? If you can explain what a company does in one sentence, you're already ahead of most people. Next, invest small and invest consistently. The market rewards patience way more than perfection. And finally, don't chase every headline. Real wealth comes from owning good companies for a long time, not from jumping in and out every time the news gets loud. If you can stay calm, stay curious, and stay consistent, you're already doing better than most new investors. So now you're ready to get off the bench and get in the game. Continue watching Chump Change Investments, where I drop valuable info in every episode and teach you the skills it takes to capture your financial freedom and expand your market literacy, that money talk. I hope you've enjoyed this market journey we've put together. Stay tuned. There's more to come. If you've learned something today, please give us a like, comment, and consider subscribing to CCI. From all of us here, even Avette on the phone, we wish you a blessed and financially successful week ahead. We'll see you Sunday at 9 a.m. Peace.